Namaste, I am your regular host. This is the second part of Bank BAFIA Act, Bank and Financial Institution Act, which is also known as Umbrella Act of Bank and Financial Institution. Let's see the function, duties, and power of the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. First, to implement the decision of the BOD, supervise and control the activities and transaction of the bank or financial institution subject to this act and memorandum of association and article of association, to prepare the annual budget and action plan of the bank or financial institution and present them before the board for approval, to manage necessary human resource management in the organization subject to the personal bylaws of the bank and financial institution, to implement or cause to be implemented the decision of the BOD and Board of General Meeting and the directives of the Rastra Bank, to present on time all such particulars, documents, decisions, etc., as the required to be submitted by the bank or financial institution to the Rastra Bank, to perform such other functions as may be prescribed in relation to the operation of the bank and financial institution. Classification of licensed institution. New amended BAFIA Act 2017 or 2073 have the 5 type of classification of bank and financial institution. They are known as Class A commercial bank, Class B development bank, Class C finance company, and Class D microfinance. And another new addition is Purvadar Development Bank, which is yet to open. And this classification is on the basis of minimum paid up capital of the bank. Suspension and cancellation of the license condition for the any BIF. If the concerned licensed bank or financial institution requests for the cancellation of its license, if it fails to carry on the financial transaction within 6 months from the date of receipt of the license, if it stopped carrying on the financial transaction since more than 1 month ago continuously, if it carries on the financial transaction such as manner is to be contradict to the rights and interest of depositors, if it violates the Nepal Rastra Bank Act 2058 or this act or other rules and bylaws made by the Nepal Rastra Bank, if it violates the condition prescribed by the Nepal Rastra Bank, if it fails to comply with the orders, directives issued by the Nepal Rastra Bank, if it becomes insolvent, if the bank or financial institution is found to have obtained the license by submitting false details, if the license institution is amalgamated with another bank or financial institution. Conversion of licensed institution to the lower class into the licensed institution of the higher class. It is not possible in case of class D. If it has the capital prescribed by the Nepal Rastra Bank for a licensed institution of such higher class, if it has been able to earn profit since 5 consecutive years, if its total non-performing loan is within the limit prescribed by the Rastra Bank, if it has met all conditions as prescribed by Rastra Bank. Activities prohibited for being carried out by the licensed institution. Purchase or selling goods for commercial purpose or purchasing any immovable property except when it is required or for its own use, advancing credit against the security of its own share, supplying credit or facility to any promoters, director, person who have subscribed 1% or more of its share, supplying of any credit or facility to any promoters, directors, person who have subscribed 1% or more of its shares, Supplying credit or facility in an amount exceeding short percentage of its capital fund as may be prescribed by the bank. Supplying any type of credit to any person, firm, company or institution against the guarantee given by the promoters, director or CEO, making investment in the securities of those licensed institutions who have obtained the permission from the Rastra Bank to carry the financial transaction of class A, B and C, making investment of an amount exceeding the limit prescribed by the Rastra Bank in the share capital of any other institution, indulging with the other licensed institution to manually create any type of monopoly during the any kinds of act which is capable of creating artificial obstruction in the competitive environment, activities prohibited for being carried out by the license, disqualification for appointment as auditor or director or a licensed institution or his or her family member, an employee of the licensed institution, a person working as a partner of any director or employee of the licensed institution or debtor of the licensed institution, a person who has been punished in an offence relating to audit and a period of 5 years has not lapsed after he or she has served the punishment, a person who is insolvent, a person, firm, company or institution having subscription of 1% or more than 1% of the share in the licensed institution, a person who has been punished by the court of criminal offences involving mutual tripulate, a person who has been punished by a court an offence related to corruption or cheating, a person who is not included in the list of auditors approved by the Rastra Bank. Function, duties and power of auditor. Whether or not replies to the queries asked by him or her were given. Whether or not balance sheet, profit or loss account was cash flow statement of other financial statement as well have been prepared in such format and in accordance with such procedure as prescribed by NRB. Whether or not the accounts, records, books and ledger have been maintained accurately in accordance with the laws in force. Licensed institution has done any act contradictory to law in force or committed any irregularity or caused by loss or damage to the licensed institutions. Whether or not transaction of licensed institution have been carried in the satisfactory manner. Capital fund and the risk bearing fund have been maintained adequately. Creditors have been written off as prescribed. The action has been taken accordance with the directive given by Rastra Bank or not. The protect to the interest of depositor and investor or not. The return received from the office of the licensed institution were adequate for the purpose of audit or not. Other matters in which his or her opinion should be made known to the shareholder. Such other matters prescribed by the Nepal Rastra Bank. Necessary suggestion. Application to be made for merger licensed institution with each other. What all documents need to submission to the Rastra Bank? They are audit report of the last fiscal year of the merging licensed institution along with the audited balance sheet, profit and loss account, cash flow statement and other financial statement. A copy of written consent of the creditors of both the merging and merged licensed institution to merge or to be merged. Violation of the movable and immovable properties of and actual details of the assets and liabilities of the merging licensed institution. A copy of decision as to the employee of the merging licensed institution, or such necessary matters as prescribed by the Nepal Rastra Bank in relation to the merge of the licensed institution. Punishment for violation of regulation of Rastra Bank Act: to warn or give the warning in writing, to get the BOD to sign a bond for taking the reformative measure, to issue written order to end the repeated violation, to restrain the licensed institution from distributing dividend to its shareholder or issuing bonus share, or from doing both of these acts, to restrain the licensed institution for accepting deposits or advancing credit from doing both of these acts, to impose a full or partial restriction to the transactions of the licensed institution, to suspend or cancel the license of the licensed institutes, to file an application with the appellate court for the dissolution of the licensed institution. Claim or title to the deposits. Who can claim the deposits of any banks? Husband or wife living in a joint family, son or daughter or adopted son or adopted daughter living a joint family, father, mother, grandson or granddaughter from the son's side living in a joint family, husband or wife, son, unmarried daughter, father or mother who is living separately, grandfather or grandmother of the father's side, brother or unmarried sister living in the joint family, niece or stepmother living in an undivided family, or grandson, unmarried granddaughter from the son's side who is living separately, uncle, widow, aunt, sister-in-law, elder or younger brother's wife, or granddaughter-in-law living in a joint family, brothers living separately, married sister, grandfather, grandmother, widow, daughter-in-law, granddaughter-in-law, or newborn who are living separately. Repeal and saving. In this act, the Agriculture Development Act 2024 or 1967 is not existed. The Commercial Bank Act 2031 1974 is vanished. The Finance Company Act 2042 or 1985, the Nepal Industrial Development Corporation Act 2046 1990, and Development Bank Act 2052 1996. Thank you.